Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our regular council meeting. Today is September 10, 2019. It is 7:06 p.m. Can someone put the time for us? That's what we got to do every day. We don't have to repeat that every minute. It's 7:06. Madam Clerk.
Councilman Desilme. Here. Vice Mayor Keys. Councilwoman Estime Irvin.
Here.
Councilman Galvin.
Here.
Mayor Bieneme.
Yes.
Mayor, you have a quorum to proceed.
Thank you very much. And now please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance with the Chief of Police for the city of North Miami, Larry Juriga.
Please place your right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing with invocation by Pastor William Vasquez. He's not available. Commander Branson.
Let us all bow. Father God in heaven, we all stand before your throne of grace at this time, giving thanks for all blessings, great and small. We ask for your blessings upon these proceedings as we go about the city's business. As we go about our regular business, we ask prayers and blessings for all those survivors in the Bahamas. We also ask that you bless the relief efforts for those brave souls down there who are dealing with tragedy. These and all other blessings we ask in your son Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you very much. Mr. Manager, do we have any addition, deletion to the agenda?
Yes, sir. We'd like to withdraw tab G.
Let me see. Okay. And that's it?
That's it, sir.
Mr. City Attorney, are we set for tonight's agenda?
Yes, Mayor, the agenda is set. You may proceed.
Thank you very much. Special presentation. Let's go downstairs. Please.
Mayor, let the record reflect that at 7:08, Vice Mayor Keys is present.
Thank you very much. Tonight, as we gather to remember the 18th anniversary of this tragic event of September 11, 2001, we take time to remember those who were taken too soon from us, those who gave their lives protecting us, and those who are left behind to mourn. It has now been 18 years since the peace of an American morning was broken. We must never forget that the innocent victims of the September 11, 2001 attacks on America did not die in vain. We honor the victims of the attacks on the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, the airline flight takeovers, and the American military service personnel who have died in the war against terrorism, while other members of the service continue to fight. We stand united as a nation, and we are committed to wiping out terrorism, and those who plot the murders of innocent civilians throughout the world. We remain committed to supporting the young men and women of our armed service, those who put their lives every day in order to protect the freedom of this great nation. Today, we encourage that you write them, you pray for them, and thank God they serve America with honor, courage, and commitment. Every day on September 11, our memory opens a fresh one. We grieve, we feel the hurt again, yet we learn from this tragedy a sense of hope for humankind. To pay tribute to the lives lost, please welcome Teresa Bridge as we sing God Bless America. Get the mic.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. To the mountains, to the prairies, to the oceans, wide with foam. God bless America. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Thank you very much. Be seated. That concludes our presentation for tonight. And now city events.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, staff, North Miami residents, and to all of our guests. My name is Unicia Baker, and I'm the Senior Public Information Officer, and I'm here to share some of our city's upcoming programs, initiatives, and events with you. If you're a North Miami water utility customer, please note that all in-person utility billing customer service needs are now being handled exclusively at the new City of North Miami Customer Service Center. Such services include new account creations, account reactivations, account closures, customer inquiries, payments, and sewer credit application submissions. The NOMI CSC is located right across the street at 811 Northeast 125th Street. Be sure to have all required documents before visiting. Nomi Water Utility customers should also note that the city now has a new and improved online utility bill payment system located in our e-services portal at northmiamifl.gov/utility bill. The new system has no minimum payment amount and no convenience fees. The online delinquent account reactivations are also available. For more information about these important utility billing customer service notices, please call 305-895-9330. The North Miami Police Department will lay a wreath at the North Miami Police Memorial tomorrow in remembrance of the 18th anniversary of the devastating September 11th terrorist attacks. A citywide moment of silence will take place at 8:30 a.m. The second fiscal year 2020 budget hearing is scheduled for 6 p.m. on Tuesday, September 17th, here in the North Miami Council Chamber. North Miami residents are invited to join the mayor and council along with city staff for the hearing. The Museum of Contemporary Art North Miami, also known as MoCA, is pleased to launch the fall season with the unveiling of the South Florida Cultural Consortium exhibition. This exhibition is made possible in cooperation with Miami-Dade County's Department of Cultural Affairs. The group exhibition presents work by artists exclusively from South Florida who live and work in Broward, Martin, Monroe, Palm Beach, and Miami-Dade counties. The opening reception will take place September 12th at 7 p.m. at MoCA. The Nomi Parks and Recreations Department is hosting full moon yoga and meditation on Saturday, September 14th from 7 to 8 p.m. at Griffin Park. The session is free and open to all ages. Bring your own mat. For more information, please contact the Parks and Recreation Department. Their phone number is 305-895-9840. Special thanks to the entire North Miami community for donating supplies to our Mayor and Council Hurricane Dorian relief drive for the Bahamas. Additional hurricane relief supplies will be received during the next Getting Gear community bike ride, and that is this Saturday, September 14th. The 10-mile ride leaves from MoCA at 8:30 a.m., and it has stops at Jamba Juice and the Knights of Columbus Marian Council number 3757. If you'd like to make a hurricane relief donation, visit northmiamifl.gov for a full list of items. Mayor Bieniemy invites North Miami residents to a walkthrough farm share food distribution at Griffin Park on Wednesday, September 18th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Items are available on a first-come, first-served basis. It's for residents only. Hispanic Heritage Month is right around the corner. Tuesday, September 17th and October 1st at 3 p.m., kids are invited to MoCA at the library for a series of arts and crafts activities commemorating the month. Also, you're invited to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month Wednesday, September 18th at 4:30 p.m. at the Nomi Library Celebrity Story Time with Soraya Trujillo, Assistant Principal of Holy Cross Lutheran School. The Hispanic Heritage Month celebration continues on Thursday, September 26th and also October 10th at 3 p.m. with the return of the popular Teens Can Cook program at the North Miami Public Library. Nomi Library teens will get a chance to cook and taste traditional meals from Latin countries with Chef Dario. It's free and open to teens ages 13 to 18. Space is very limited, so please RSVP today by calling 305-891-5535. Councilwoman Mary Estime Urban invites you to a District 3 community workshop on Thursday, September 19th at the Griffin Community Center. Representatives from police, public works, code compliance, utility billing will be in attendance to answer questions about concerns from members of the community. For more information, please call the office of the Mayor and Council. Their number is 305-895-9818. Stay up to date with the latest happenings in our city during the summer, with the latest happenings in our community by visiting northmiamifl.gov and click the Connect with Nomi icon on the homepage where you can sign up to receive our monthly Nomi newsletter. Residents may also like the City of North Miami on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And this concludes today's announcements.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And now, city project. No updates. Hurricane preparedness. No updates.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Commander Angelo Brinson, Emergency Management. At this time, there are no hurricanes that we're monitoring in the Atlantic, but just as a reminder, we are still closing out our FEMA reimbursement, and at this point, we have received obligations for about $4.5 million out of the $4.8 that we were expecting in reimbursement from our emergency response to Hurricane Irma back in 2017.
A quick question.
Yes.
Your claim was for how much?
We put in for $6,048,000, and several projects that didn't qualify for reimbursement or different items that came up. So in total,
Okay, that's mean your application was for 6,048,000, and then you received 4.5.
yes.
Is,
We
is
put
it
in-
correct?
Yes, that's correct, sir. We put in for a lot of different projects to see what everything that we can get, and that's it.
Okay, okay. From those, one of the biggest projects we were not approved was the North Miami Stadium, right?
Right. And
Yes.
I was going to put that on the record. So the one that was denied was the North Miami Stadium,
For $1.2 million.
1.2, which is the balance
Okay.
against the 6.
What about
we-
the other 300,000?
What was it? 100,000 of it was, they reduced the amount that they were giving us by 100,000 because of a overpayment that it gave us under Hurricane Wilma 10 years ago.
Okay.
On the stadium, though, we submitted an appeal to both FEMA and to our insurance company. The insurance company actually accepted our appeal and actually provided us with a coverage payment of $350,000 roughly on the 1.2 million. So we're going to be resubmitting that information to FEMA with the expectation that they will revise their declination and at least give us $300,000.
Okay, that's
So
when,
we'll get half of the $1.2 million.
that's when you were telling me our claim was rejected
Right,
by, was
initially,
denied
yeah.
by the insurance and by FEMA?
Correct. Initially.
Okay. What was the reason from the insurance?
They both said that the damage that we suffered was actually wear and tear and not necessarily from wind. We submitted some more reports to actually demonstrate because of the flooding that occurred in the area, it lifted up the carpet and damaged the seams, and then the wind blew the turf, and they accepted that
What
that
about the
revised.
bleachers? Were
They-
damaged?
Well,
It was not a
they
part.
submitted lots of backup. I mean, if you want
Okay.
to see it,
They didn't give us that.
Okay.
yeah.
When some
And
of those,
actually they sent out adjusters, so they had their own engineers and
No,
people
no.
looking at it. So,
Okay.
but they did. So we, as a city as a whole, I would say we did quite well when you look at normally what you get back. An average cities get it back.
How much
about-
did you pay for the consultant to
Um,
put the paperwork together?
project amount? Say about 200,000 or so.
Okay. That money been reimbursed also in the claim?
Some of their stuff.
We
Did
get
you
a
add
large,
it in the claim?
a
Yeah.
large portion of what
Yeah.
we pay to our consultants will be reimbursed
Right.
as direct administrative costs.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
No other questions? No? Okay. And now, on the dais, do we have any change we want to add to the consent? Any removal items? No? If not, can I hear a motion on the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
I have a motion made by Councilman Galvin to approve the consent agenda, tabs A through F. The motion was seconded by Vice Mayor Keys. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The item passes with a 5-0 vote. Tab H, proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, ratifying the selection of V Engineering and Consulting Corporation as the lowest responsive and responsible contractor to perform the 125 Street beautification project in accordance with the terms, conditions, and specifications contained in invitation for bid number 41-18-19, further ratifying the execution of an agreement with V Engineering and Consulting Corporation for the provision of services in an amount not to exceed $120,500, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes. This item was tabled at the August 27, 2019 council meeting.
Thank you
Good
very
evening,
much.
Mr. Mayor, council members. Alberto Estrada, Purchasing Director. As was just mentioned by the city clerk, this item was tabled at the last meeting. The city council wanted some additional information regarding this item and the project itself. So here with me this evening to make a brief presentation, give you an idea of the overview of the project, is the the project manager, Mr. Akin Osadin, and also a representative from the design engineer, the firm Kimley Horn, and they're going to do a brief presentation regarding this project.
Good evening, good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council. This is Akin Ozaiden, City Engineer for City of North Miami. This project is highway beautification project for Northeast 125th Street and Northeast 123rd Street. As you can see, the boundaries, it's between Griffin Road and Bayshore Drive. It is total 2.6 miles. City Council passed a resolution and the city was awarded about $72,500 from FDOT, and city's match is $50,300. And maintenance agreement was signed by FDOT and the City of North Miami. Construction is initially fully funded by the city and will be reimbursed by the FDOT. Construction must be completed by the end of this year. I have Steven, our consultant, and he's the designer. I would like to take it over to him for the technical stuff.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, City Council members. My name is Steven Fisher. I'm a landscape architect and the consultant of record for this project. My address is 1920 Wekiva Way, West Palm Beach, Florida, 33484. As Akin said, this is a highway beautification project, partially funded, majority funded by the Florida Department of Transportation through their annual highway beautification project. They allocate about $1 million a year and award that to 10 recipients among the state. A couple years ago, North Miami was fortunate enough to be one of those recipients, awarded $70,500. Part of this project, all work is done in the FDOT right-of-way, meaning no work on private property, no work on city-owned property. Can I go back, please? The trees, it's comprised of trees, palms, shrubs, and ground cover, all planted at the back of the sidewalk and in the roadway medians, again, all within the 125th Street State Road 922 right-of-way. We got 45 trees, 24 palms, 528 shrubs and ground cover, all of which are Florida-friendly, drought-tolerant, low-maintenance plant material. The project goals, staying true to the grant application to enhance and maximize the green infrastructure along the corridor. This is per your downtown and major corridor master plan, as well incorporating high-priority planting areas as part of your street tree management plan. This was identified as a high-priority planting area. Also to improve sense of place for the businesses and residences, and maintain a safe environment for pedestrians and motorists. And this is a typical design condition for the project. Trees planted on either side of the road, maximizing shade, enhancing the pedestrian experience. Plant schedule on the bottom left, you can see all the proposed plant material. And on the bottom right, there are some technical details of how this plant material will be implemented. The majority of the plant material will be implemented per the detail on the bottom left, a cutout from the existing sidewalks, maintaining ADA clearance, and maximizing the planting area for healthy plant material. Going back to the project cost, this is an excerpt from the original grant application at $123,100. And after the approved design plans, we were at 121. We added a little bit of contingency to there, but construction costs maintained true to what the grant estimate was. And your bid at $120,500, which is what's before you tonight. That's a $72,800 FDOT grant reimbursement and a total cost to the city of only $47,700. So about a third of the project is would be city responsibility. And with that, that concludes our presentation, and I'm happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now the item is open to the public. Public hearing is open on tab H.
Jessica Alston, 1140 Northwest 125 Street, Sunkist Grove. I would like to know what type of trees, what type of shrubs are going to be planted. I think that this is an incomplete presentation and that it hasn't given us really a visual perspective of what it would look like in terms of the actual trees and shrubs to be planted. Are they going to be palm trees, fruit trees, flowering trees? What kind of trees? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Public hearing is still open on the item.
Dr. Gwendolyn West, I live at 13090 Griffin Boulevard. On the last hearing, you said that you was going to show us what it looked like. We did see maybe not even a block of what that is. And the stretch of property that you're going to be beautifying is from Griffin Boulevard all the way to the bridge. What does that look like around Biscayne Boulevard? What does that look like for us around Griffin Boulevard?
Thank you very much. Public hearing is still open on the item. Public hearing is now closed.
Thank you. Thank you. I have a few questions. I know you did not do the bid. Ms. Alston, the bid in the package gives a description of the trees. But what percentage of the trees are native?
We have 78% of the trees are native. 35 of the 45 proposed trees are native.
What was that last thing? 30?
35 of the 45 proposed trees are Florida native.
Okay, how come we're not, well, I guess the city picked that.
That's correct. There were some trees identified in the grant application, and we have to stay true to a couple regulations. The first are the FPL guidelines, where you have to maintain a certain trunk diameter in order to plant within a certain spacing and a certain setback from the curb. The second is FPL guidelines. Florida Power and Light publishes a document every year about right tree, right place, and what kind of trees are appropriate to go under power lines. So it was a combination of those three things.
Thank you. Will the medians between Griffin and the North Bay Shore be also landscaped?
That's correct. The medians, there are three medians as part of it, all closer to Bay Shore. And those are solitaire palms. They're skinny palms, staying true to what was in the median, not introducing new plant material. We weren't clearing the whole median out with new trees, so it was a replacement of dead or declining plant material.
Are you removing the dead plants that have been there for years?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. It'd be nice if we had something besides palm trees, but who's going to be maintaining these trees?
We are going to maintain those trees because once we take over this project, that's going to be our cities.
And who guarantees that these trees are going to make it? Do we have a warranty with this
We
planting?
will have a 1-year warranty with the contractor.
And so they're not going to maintain it. So can they come back and say we didn't maintain them properly, and then the warranty dies, or?
Well, if we don't water it, they may say it, but our Parks Department and working with the Public Works Department, we always water it, and I take pictures and send it to them when we maintain it.
Okay, because we have plants like on 12th and throughout the city that we've planted, and they're just sitting there dead. So I want to make sure that we're going to spend this money, that the trees are maintained properly, no weed whacking around them, and that they're watered properly.
We also have an option that we kept optional services. We may be able to have a contract with the contractor for maintaining for a year. We can also do that as well.
Could we look, I would like to see what they would offer for maintenance. They're their trees, they know how to maintain them.
Absolutely.
Okay, no further questions. Thank
If
you.
I could just add one thing, there is a 1 year, as Akin said, there is a 1 year maintenance period in the contract documents. It is required.
So you will be maintaining.
I'm the
You're the
contractor will.
contractor. So who's,
Yeah. Also that we will, there are certain things that the contractor is going to maintain, certain things that Parks Department, but make sure that if there is anything lacking, that we will have the optional services, that we will have a contract.
I just want to make sure that we're doing our part so we keep our warranty intact.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Mayor, sure. What are we going to see directly here in front of City Hall between us and the commercial district on the north side?
Directly in front, you'll see 4 more of the medjool date palms you have out in front, and pigeon plums on either side, which is a medium shade tree.
So will there be any median, excuse me, median landscaping in front of City Hall?
No, just in the little bulb outs on the north and south side of 125th. There's some foxtail palms in there right now. We're adding to that. But no medians.
Question for staff. I would love to see them give us some median, and I know this is, I've been advocating for this since 1999 when I first got elected. I would love us to put in another application for landscape medians directly in front of City Hall along this 2 or 3 block corridor, because when people come to Mocha at night for openings or Jazz at Mocha, it's thriving, it's crazy, it's busy, but nobody wants to cross the street to the other places because of the speeding traffic going back and forth. At some point, I'd like us to put in an application to have some actual median landscaping, because I think that would go a lot further than just the bulb outs.
Yeah, I believe, and I'm asking Whistler to correct me here. I believe we have a plan that we're working with. That was a question you asked from the podium. A plan with FDOT to actually redo this segment of 125th, which would be to add, I think, a median.
Because they for years turned that down, saying, oh, no, we need traffic to move freely and fastly. And then I said, well, do it like, what was it, Harrison Boulevard or whatever in Fort Lauderdale?
Right. Las Olas and the others. I'll check into it, but I thought we were looking into that with FDOT. But you're right. We've gone back and forth because I know some of the business owners in that plan was concerned about loss of spaces and parking and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I know with the bulb outs perhaps becoming bigger, there might have been loss of a space or two on the east-west side of the street, but crossing over from here to, I'd be even willing to have the city pay for it or propose
just
that
a
the city
median,
pay for
right,
it.
in this 2 block between, I guess, we say between 7th and.
We're talking about any engineer plan to reduce traffic, to slow traffic around the downtown.
Okay, we'll look into
We can definitely look into
Even though if we do the floor,
Right.
the paving and put bricks and things like that, whatever it is. Yeah. You done?
Yes, sir, thank you.
You done? No, no questions. Thank you very much for the presentation. Can I get a motion on the item, please?
Motion to approve?
Second.
I have a motion made by Vice Mayor Keys to approve tab H. The motion was seconded by Councilwoman Estime Irvin. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The item passes with a 5-0 vote. Tab I, proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, approving the city administration's selection of Stageline Mobile Stage, Inc. to provide a new mobile staged unit. Further authorizing the city manager to negotiate and execute. Oh, I'm sorry. I have I.
What you mean? It's I.
Okay, so I have a bad I.
It's I. Huh?
What I have here must be wrong then, so. Proposed
I
resolution.
is the piggyback, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh.
Okay, so this is a wrong copy then. Tab I, proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, authorizing the city manager to issue purchase orders to Allied Universal Corporation for a 1-year term in the aggregate amount not to exceed $90,000 for the purchase and delivery of liquid sodium hypochlorite for the Winston Water Treatment Plant, piggybacking Martin County RFB number 2019-3133, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
Move approval.
Second with question on the
Second.
dais. Do you have any question? to buy sodium. Do we have any questions?
It's
No?
chlorine for the water plant. If you oppose that, then don't drink the water.
Thank you very much. Do we have public hearing is open on the item?
I do
Public
all
hearing
the
is
time.
now closed.
Move approval.
Madam Clerk, second.
I have a motion made by Councilman Galvin to approve tab I. The motion was seconded by Mayor Bieneme. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item passes with a 5-0 vote. Tab J, proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, approving the city administration's selection of Stageline Mobile Stage, Inc. to provide a new mobile stage unit, further authorizing the city manager to negotiate and execute an agreement with the selected contractor in an amount not to exceed $194,022, in accordance with the terms, conditions, and specifications contained in invitation for bids number 10-18-19, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
Once again, for the record, Alberto Estrada, Purchasing Director. Mr. Mayor, council members, the item that you have before you represents the results of solicitation number 10-18-19, which was a solicitation bid issued by the Purchasing Department for the purpose of requesting proposals to provide the city with a new mobile stage unit. And you have before you staff's recommendation to award to the company Stageline Mobile Stage Incorporated. As reflected in the council report that's submitted in support of the item, this company, Stageline, is one of the world's leading manufacturers of innovative mobile stages. Their equipment is used throughout over 45 countries, and their unique design and patented technology makes the Stageline SL100 unit one of the most advanced and safe staging systems available in the market. To provide you with an overview of the equipment that is being requested for your approval, the city's Director of Parks and Recreation, Mr. Derek Corker, has a brief presentation for you on the monitors for your review.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Derek Corker, Parks and Recreation. We want to put on the record that this mobile unit that we are looking to purchase is going to help out with our old unit that we currently have, which is over 20 years old. You all seen the Showmobile. It has had its days, but nevertheless, as you can see from the photos here, this will become equipped with sound equipment, lighting, and a mobile unit. As you can see, it can be packaged up and drove with a truck that we currently have, so we don't have to purchase additional equipment to haul the unit. This is a actual showing of the suspense sound equipment with lighting as well. If you can see underneath, there's a lot of lighting that comes with it, and the unit also comes with sound equipment that we desperately need. And just for the optics, there are options for the banners to be placed on top and sides, so you can have a more realistic feel for different type of events. With that, that concludes. I will take any questions or comments that you have.
Let's open it for public hearing. Public hearing is open on the item.
Dr. Gwendolyn West, 13090 Griffin Boulevard. My question is, when you install the stage, do you have to install the lights, or are they fixed? And do you have to bring in the sound equipment each time? Or is just all in the packet, you open it up and you're ready to go?
Thank you very much. Public hearing is still open on the item. It's tab J. Public hearing is now closed. Can you answer?
Yes, Mayor and Council. The stage is equipped with some lighting. There's additional lighting that comes with the stage as well that has to be put together each time the stage is brought out. Because it's a mobile unit alone, and I'm sorry,
also the sound equipment has to be put up each time. It is a mobile unit, as we displayed here. So when it's packaged and drove, the equipment is not erected in the unit. Once the unit is unfolded and set up, it takes about an hour for us to set it up. It comes with hydraulic lifts and everything else that we need, but the equipment comes with the package. But yes, some of the lighting and sound has to be put together each time.
No questions?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. It's about time. We really, really need this, so exciting. Couple questions. It rains so much during our events, and I see it's very open. Is the back going to be closed for sure?
This comes equipped with a cover, a back cloth cover and side covers. Also comes with covers for the sound equipment. It is a unit that is, as you see here, there's a back cover on the back of there. It's like a cloth, fire-rated cloth that can be covered for the back and the sides, or you can have it open. So it's a preference to how we want to set it up for that particular event.
So at least if we had a downpour or something, at least we could at least have it corner and get.
Yes, it is fire rated and it is waterproof. The backing and the sides panels, where as you can see this photo here, the people that's sitting on the stage, it actually has a black drop cloth, and the sides have a black drop cloth as well.
Because I know we use the sides to for the stairs. Would there be a stair in the front that you could use if the sides were down?
There's a side rail steps that's on the left side of the stage. It's to the side. It's not actually in the back. So this one is actually to the side. It is mobile that we can put it up and put it down if need be, along with the ADA capability for handicap.
And lastly, I see a picture. There's like a light banner on top.
Yes.
Is that part of this cost, or is that going to be extra?
For the banners themselves?
The electronic banners that go on top.
Yeah, that would be an additional cost, because these are just, this one is a Miller Lite, unfortunately. You have to buy the banner from a company that makes banners.
But electronic? I
That's-
thought I saw in the
Yes.
package.
Yes. That would be an additional cost.
How much was the additional cost?
I don't think we've priced. Have we priced an electronic banner? No. We'd have to get back to you on that.
I would like to, as long as we're buying this, we're spending this kind of money, I'd like to price the electronic banner, because I know when we are doing our events, we're always looking at electric banners, and it's really expensive. So maybe if we bought it one time, it would save on all of our events, and we would just have it.
Okay.
So,
We'll take a look at it.
okay, thank you.
Scott, no question?
Sure, no, yes, quickly. Will this replace the Showmobile?
It would add, we're actually gonna look at repairing the Showmobile as well, so that maybe we can have two, just in case something happens to one. We have a backup. We're not gonna get rid of the old Showmobile. We're gonna try to repair some of the issues that we have with the Showmobile.
And if a member of the outside community asks to use this stage, hey, I'm having an event at my church, I'm just using that as an example, this Sunday, can I have your Showmobile, or not the Showmobile, whatever we're calling this?
Mobile stage.
Mobile stage. Can I have your mobile stage? Do we have a policy or a plan in place to address that?
Yes, we currently have a rental agreement with the Showmobile as well. We do rent out the Showmobile from time to time for different organizations, other cities. And there is a Parks and Recreation policy that allows us to rent the Showmobile, and will be the same for the mobile stage.
Okay, all right, thank you. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you very much. But about the previous one, the stage mobile, we just approved $35,000 for improvements of that one. That's mean you're not gonna get rid of it just a few weeks ago.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. That's
No,
what-
he
yeah,
said
yes,
we
sir.
may, but I
No,
want to make
no,
sure
no,
we are spending $35,000.
Yes, we are repairing some of the issues that we need.
Yeah, both of them. But when he's talking about we may use the other one, we have to use it because we give you $35,000 in repair.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Which one will we use for Jazz at Mocha?
The one we have.
The
Oh, we are
sorry.
going to use.
Showmobile or mobile stage?
It would depend. So
Okay.
now we have two different size stages now, or once we get this. So it depends. If they have a small group that doesn't need a stage facility of this size, then we wouldn't use it. If they do, we have it. We're trying to give ourselves, and that's why we did the repair that the mayor stated. So we have multiple options on how we deal with our event. So it could be either or.
This would be more fancy for like when Niecy Williams comes out, then we have something for her. We don't have
Correct.
to keep ready. Sorry. That was
Correct.
fun.
Yeah. I have a question about the rental. Will the rental for the newer stage, will that be obviously more to rent it, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Alex.
I have a couple of questions for you, Mr. Corcoran, and Mr. Estrada regarding procurement. What is the parameter between this one and the showmobile we currently have?
The mobile stage is a 24 by 20 feet. The showmobile is actually 18 by 18.
Okay. Now going to Mr. Estrada. I reviewed the package. It's only one. I guess this is the only company that respond. Can you talk to us about that? And I have another question regarding the reference.
Yeah, sure thing, Councilman. As you can see, this is a very specialized type of equipment. There's simply not too many manufacturers out there in the marketplace. We reached out to those manufacturers and distributors that are available, and we invited them to submit a price, and quite simply none did. This was the only response that we received.
Okay, I mean, okay, but so you, just for the record, that this is the only company that responded to our bid. It wasn't a proposal, just that
Yes, sir.
submitted
It was
a bid.
It was a sealed bid submitted, in fact,
Okay.
to the city clerk's office.
Okay, in reference to the reference of the reference that was submitted, those cities, their price is a little bit, roughly about 50,000 less than what we are getting. Is it they got different item or?
Yeah, some of this equipment is, for instance, is sort of optional, if you will. For instance, this one includes lighting. So, some of the equipment is optional. With regards to the reference, we did check the references to verify, again, the quality of the workmanship, that they, delivered the product that they were supposed to, et cetera. And we got good references.
Okay.
So we verified that before we would submit that to council.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Councilor.
I've already asked my question. If there's a discussion has been done, I'd like to move for approval.
Second.
I have a motion made by Councilwoman Estimé Irvin to approve tab J. The motion was seconded by Councilman Galvin. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The item passes with a 5-0 vote.
And Mr. Cooker, we need to revise our policy when it comes to rent the new equipment, because it's $200,000, and I'm pretty much sure we're gonna need people with skills to put it together. That's when it's not something that's gonna go everywhere, and we gotta make sure we updated our policy when it comes to that
just
new
so you-
one.
And I'll allay that concern right now. Whenever we went, it'll be our trained staff that would assemble and disassemble the stage. We wouldn't just say, here you go and take it.
Yeah, that's
As
why
far-
the
as far as
price
the
got to
rental.
be adjusted
Yeah.
based on the new
Exactly,
equipment. Yeah.
exactly.
Thank you.
Tab K, proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, approving the evaluation committee selection of Thornton Construction Company, Inc. as the highest ranked firm to provide construction management at-risk services for the development of the Cagney Park North site. Further authorizing the city manager and city attorney to negotiate an agreement with the selected contractor in accordance with the terms, conditions, and specifications contained in Request for Qualifications number 32-18-19, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
One more time, Alberto Estrada, Purchasing Director. The item that you have before you is one of two items that are related to the proposed new Cagney Park North project. This item is a request for your approval of the Evaluation Committee selection of the construction management firm, Thornton Construction Company Incorporated, in response to RFQ 321819, to provide the city with construction management at risk services for the development of the new Cagney Park North. As you probably know, and as you can see on your monitors, the site of the proposed new park is located between Northeast 135th Street and 137th Street, from 8th Avenue to 9th Avenue. It's adjacent to Arts Creek Elementary and North Miami Middle School campuses. The development of this new park is a collaborative effort between the city and the school board. Once completed, this recreational complex is intended not only for the benefit and enjoyment of our community, but will also be used by the school district in accordance with the interlocal agreement that was entered into between the city and the school board. In response to this solicitation, the city received 9 proposals, and shortly thereafter, the evaluation committee was convened to conduct their initial evaluation of each of the applicants. The committee selected or decided to invite all 9 firms to be interviewed. 3 of the firms withdrew from the interviews, and the committee proceeded to interview the remaining 6 firms. A representative of the school district was invited to participate and served on the evaluation committee. As reflected on the second page of the council report, following the initial evaluation, the committee scored and evaluated the remaining 6 firms, and the top-ranked firm resulted as Thornton Construction, which is now being recommended for your review and award. Please note that this item not only requests your approval of the evaluation committee's recommendation of Thornton Construction, but also asks for the council's authority to proceed to negotiate and finalize an agreement with Thornton Construction for their initial pre-construction services during design of the project, leading to a guaranteed maximum price for the actual construction of the project. In the event the staff cannot reach an agreement with Thornton Construction, staff will then proceed to the next ranked firm on the list until a successful agreement can be finalized and submitted to the council for your approval. Here with me in support of this item is Mr. Derek Corker, once again, the director of the city's Parks Department. Also, Mr. Jeff Keimer, the project manager for this project, as well as Mr. Dagoberto Diaz, the executive vice president for Thornton Construction. This concludes my presentation of this item, and if you have any questions, we will be glad to take them.
Before you open public hearing, just also wanted to put on the record, part of the funding, you know, we're securing it. $5 million came from the county GOB, so I just wanted to put that on the record as well.
Thank you very much, and we are going to open it to the public. We don't have any view now. Oh.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good evening. William Previtel, 11950 North Bay Shore Drive. I have great faith in our purchasing department and our purchasing director, and maybe I've missed this on prior meetings, but it actually was addressed by our director. In this in the description, we're talking about selecting a particular company and then going out to negotiate an agreement. And it's sort of like saying, you won, sort of name your price, or it could lead to that. It leads to them really taking advantage, whoever has been awarded, whatever price they get the maximum price they possibly can. And I'm just hoping that if I'm either reading it wrong or that in the process there was a range that they were submitting that they could do the project, or even better yet, in the course of going through a project such as this, that we do have some clear idea coming from somewhere of what the value of this project is, and therefore the various teams that are competing are going for that project at that price. I just think it can, I know we want to have the best firm, and I think that's been achieved by doing this, having a top-notch firm and ranking them down, but I just don't want to see our city get, whether it's this particular project or future projects, being abused in that final pricing. That we can be aware of it early on, target it, and say, with your great firm, can you meet this price? And to be competitive, they'll probably say, yeah, we can meet that competitive price, as the other ones will as well. Thank you very much for your consideration.
Thank you. Mr. Estrada, I have the same question. Can you address that part? You were going to negotiate what?
Sure. We're proceeding with this particular contract. We'll be negotiating pre-construction services. To the concern, I mentioned, and it's also included in the council report, the way this works is as follows. We're going to proceed to negotiate, but there's no guarantee, if you will, that they have this contract. If we're unable and unsuccessful to negotiate, in other words, if they're asking for too much, then we'll proceed to the next firm.
What do you mean?
Mr. Mayor, may I?
Yes.
Because I think I understand the question that's being asked. In the title, there's an amount not to exceed $194,000 and 22. 100. I'm sorry, but it's the same. It's the same. I'm sorry. It's all right. My apologies. It's a guaranteed maximum price.
Typically how these work, and I explained this to you all in the briefings, we have a total project budget of $10.5 million. We'll be negotiating with both our construction manager at risk as well as our design team. Together with the cost of their services and the build of the entire park have to be within that budget.
That's meaning the agreement, you're going to make sure whether it's the construction and the design, they are on the same table, so we can get to that ranking price.
Yes, sir.
Instead of just hire the design, we're paying $5 million, and after that we don't have money for the construction. That's why we are putting both parties together so we can know exactly what the cost is going to be.
Whoever gets this, the construction company, the construction manager at risk, is taking the at-risk they're taking the risk to keep it within the budget that we're providing.
And the design company going to be on the table, so we know exactly what it is.
Yes. Okay. So that will allay the concern about.
It's like the second item is going, it's like a joint.
Correct, sir.
Public hearing still open on the item. Mr. K.
Hello, Melton Goodwin. I live at 310 Northeast 126th Street. And I'm aware that this is the same contractor pre-construction that we used for the North Miami Senior High School project, which we paid $88 million, I believe, to. The reason I'm concerned is because being on the board there for the PTSA at that school, seeing some of the things, the design is great. I'm just worried about having this project.
Now we are discussing the construction part, right? Correct. Not the design yet.
No, not the design.
Okay.
But I'm worried about not having upkeep, maintenance, things after the fact of basically taking care of what they design or have designed, and we have built the maintenance part of it. Anyone that goes to that high school knows what I'm talking about.
Okay. Thank you very much. Public hearing still open on the item.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, City Council members. Kevin Burns, 2065 Alameda Drive. Just in the purchasing director's description, that they're going to negotiate and then go directly to contract without bringing back the final negotiated settlement or proposal for your final approval on it. We're skipping that. And if you are doing that, I think it's a little dangerous. I think you should all vote and back up the staff's opinion that they negotiated the best contract, that you all sign off on it, because if something goes wrong we're going to be looking at you all. And you won't be able to throw your hands up and say, well, we didn't vote on the final proposal, proposal. So I'm not sure. I thought I heard that it's going directly, you're authorizing the city manager and the city attorney to negotiate and move to executing an agreement. Thank you.
Mr. Estrada, that's not what you said, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna
just
bring
a couple
the final.
For the record, this is not the same contractor that built North Miami Senior High School.
Okay.
That's just simply incorrect. It was another contractor. And with regards to, yes, the former mayor is correct. Well, we are bringing this back. In fact, on the second page of the council report, it clearly states, the contract's terms, conditions, including the fee, shall be negotiated by staff and submitted to the city council for final approval. It's on the second page of my council.
Thank you very much. Public hearing is still open on the item. Public hearing is now closed.
Move approval.
Second.
With question. Okay.
And
Start. You're gonna.
yeah, I'd like to start. I'm actually extremely excited.
He has a question.
Okay, go
First,
ahead.
you already have your motion.
Okay,
And
it's
after
okay.
him, you're gonna come with it. Yeah. No, that's you first.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Commissioner Irving. My question to Mr. Estrada, do we know the reason why the three companies withdrew?
No, sir, Councilman. They didn't give us any particular reason. After the initial evaluation, they simply submitted an email to us requesting that they wanted.
All
to-
three of them?
Yeah, at separate times, at separate times.
Is that normal? Does that?
Here's why they do this unofficially.
Yeah.
You don't challenge us on this project, we won't challenge you on the other one that you're gonna put in for. I know that's what they do. They won't ever say that, but that's why they do stuff like that. They can talk to, they don't have a sunshine law, they can talk to each other.
I see.
It was a request for interview, and they did
Yeah.
that.
No,
That's
no,
when
no,
they
I just,
abandoned, yeah.
because it's three from different, it kind of, to me, I didn't know if it's something, so we just wanted to make, you know.
We, just so you know, from a process standpoint, all 9 were invited to
Okay.
go through both stages.
Mhm.
And the purchasing director informed me that 3 withdrew.
Got it.
Matter of fact, I didn't even know which 3.
Exactly. Okay, I don't want to know which three, I just wanted that, but I think you answered the question. My last question to what former Mayor Burns was saying, so we are authorizing you guys to, once the passage of this, I mean, I think all of us are excited with this project. Are we?
It's coming back to you for approval, final.
Of
You ju-
the one
you
that-
said that, yeah.
Okay, that's basically it. Thank you.
Councilman.
I'm just really excited. That area needs a park desperately. I move to approve, and I can't wait till this project is completed.
You gotta say you're excited, and thank you to the mayor. You just came on board and you fired the project. Just say thank you to mayor and thank to my fellow council members for fighting with us and put that $5 million from the city. And thanks to the administration, we were able to put together that $10.5 million that Councilwoman Marie-Estime Irvin is going to enjoy.
Actually, our residents are going to enjoy, sir. Thank you.
And Carol, Carol, it's you.
No, looks good.
Mr. Mayor, my only question is, when will we start to see shovels in the ground, and when will we start to see a park?
Trust me, Councilman Galvin,
It's
from
in-
the day that I've been inducted, I've met with the manager every Monday, and I've actually asked to get a monthly report on the timeline to make sure that, and that's why I'm excited, because the other part is coming where the construction company and the architectural firm will be working hand in hand together, and they're going to provide a timeline. So believe me, this councilwoman is on it.
Yeah.
So.
When are we going to see a shovel in the ground?
But the first,
No.
I think the first question is when you're gonna start negotiation and bring it us, and
if-
bring it before us for approval.
This is what I'm gonna do and say. You have the companion item, which is tab M for the
Yeah.
architectural design. Once we get them on board, and the negotiations will be probably take a two week or so period. After that, we'll have developed a timeline, because I know you want some public input on the design and stuff like that, and we'll be able to give you a timeline. I don't want to say it'll be on December 1st, right now, until we have that done.
Okay, thank you very much. And you
Mr.
will-
Mayor, real quick, Mr. Estrada, just for the record, the resident who came here earlier made a reference about North Miami. And part of that, a lot of the principal folks that will be working on, did work in the North Miami project, just so you know, that is part of our, supported documents. So maybe that's why it might not have been the company, but a lot of the principals, at least 3, did work on the North Miami Senior.
Right,
I think that's
no.
probably what the resident was trying to say.
I understand, but.
Okay.
What happened?
The reason, right, I just wanted, the reason I know that it wasn't this company is because I negotiated that contract in my former life, working for the school board. I actually negotiated that contract for the new North Miami High School, that $80 million contract, on behalf of the school board.
No,
That was
I
another
know,
company.
but his point was a lot of the same people
Former, that's true.
are with this company now.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that happens sometimes in
is
construction
fine.
business, they jump around a little bit.
Which is
so-
fine. Got it.
Okay,
Thank you.
Okay. No.
Mr. Mayor, is there anybody here from the Thornton Company this evening?
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
Are you
Good
the
eve-
same company that's doing that the renovation at FIU, the swimming pool?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Council, Board, staff. My name is Dagoberto Diaz. I'm the Executive Vice President for Torrent Construction. First of all, I want to thank you for the opportunity to allow us to take part in this project. And it's exciting for us because this is going to be a great opportunity for the community to give them that special park that they very well deserve. So we're definitely very excited about the opportunity. We are looking forward to starting this project. Well, I wish we could start shovels in the ground tomorrow, but obviously there is a process of that. But I will commit to you that we'll definitely utilize all our abilities to provide you the best possible project out there, and also to get the community involved in this project as it relates to workforce and obviously give back. Part of our giving back to the community, and we presented this in the presentation, we want to take advantage of, you have a high school right across the street, which we could utilize a student provided internship. Just imagine they have an engineering program over there. What a great opportunity to take a student, bring him to the project, a paid internship, and be part of this great project. That's a golden opportunity that we have here, and we want to explore that, and we want to definitely talk about that. In addition to that, we are committed, and we always do this. It's not about building a project. It's about leaving a legacy, leaving something behind. And what we want to do is obviously also is provide the community, in this case, the school, scholarship. A lot of these young men and young women are going to school, going to college, and they need help. And obviously, we're looking at providing with the work with the school, a scholarship program for these students. So those are the type of things that we're talking about, and we'll obviously entertain more opportunities, more ideas to give back to the community. So with that, I want to thank you, and if you have any questions, by all means, I'll answer any questions you might have.
Thank
Again,
you very much. Thank you very much. And can I have a motion? You have a motion on the floor, and I second the motion. Madam Clerk?
Okay. So we have a motion made by Councilwoman Estime Irvin. The motion to approve tab K, the motion was seconded by Mayor Bienemay. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The item passes with a 5-0 vote. Tab L, proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, approving the evaluation committee selection of Bermelo Ajamil and Partners, Inc. as the highest ranked firm to provide architectural and engineering services for the development of the Cagney Park North site. Further authorizing the city manager and city attorney to negotiate an agreement with the selected consultant in accordance with the terms, conditions, and specifications contained in request for qualifications number 33-18-19, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
Once again, for the record, Alberto Estrada, Purchasing Director. As the city manager mentioned, this is the companion item to the previous one. This one is simply for the selection, or the evaluation committee selection, if you will, of the architectural side of this component. The committee has recommended the architectural firm Bermelo Ajamil and Partners Incorporated in response to RFQ number 331819. As was included in the council report, our department received 14 proposals in response to this solicitation. The evaluation committee proceeded to evaluate these proposals, and they determined that they shortlisted, if you will, the top-ranked 6 firms to be interviewed by the committee. The tabulations for the committee, both for the initial evaluation and the second evaluation, are all included as part of your package. Once again, as was said for the previous item, this item is not only requesting your approval of the evaluation committee's selection of the architectural firm Bermejo Jamil for the Cagney Park North project, but is also asking your authority for us to proceed to negotiate and finalize an agreement for the necessary architectural and engineering services for this project. As mentioned before, and I just want to state for the record, that in the event that we are not able to reach an agreement, that the staff reserves the right to proceed to the next ranked firm on the list and to continue on until we can reach a successful agreement. Here in support of the item, once again, is Mr. Derek Corker, Mr. Jeff Geimer, the project manager for this project, and a couple of representatives from the architectural firm of Bermejo Jamil. This concludes my presentation. If you have any questions, we will be glad to take them.
Thank you very much. Let's open it to the public. Public hearing is open on the item. Public hearing is now
Jessica Alston, 1140 Northwest 125 Street, Sunkist Grove. I want to know if it's possible to include incentives for NOMI resident employment in this project. Is it possible to include incentive or an opportunity for NOMI residents to receive employment and participation in the project?
Thank you very much. Public hearing is still open on the item. Public hearing is now closed. You don't need to address it. Not only is required, but the final footprint of the negotiation is going to be, you're going to bring it before us for approval. That's mean, and job to the local residents. It's extremely important, and I even think something important. And since Councilman Desulme came on board, I think we passed a resolution about any project over 500,000. You need to 200. Yeah, for those big scale of project, the community action plan need to be input. That's mean we want the project, but at the same time we want to make sure that we have participation of the community and the residents of the city. And one thing I want to mention to the architect, one of the main thing of the project is a full-size Olympic swimming pool. It's not a swimming pool. We say the full size. I don't know if you're gonna take $9 million out of that $10 million to build the. That's the only thing I wanna see there. A full size Olympic swimming pool, and the rest. Do we have any question on?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Question? Yes, go ahead.
We don't have a final plan approved, do we?
That's what we're doing. We are selecting those 2 companies to go and do that.
No, let me.
To finalize,
Well, no,
yeah.
no, please allow me to address this.
Yeah.
You all approved an interlocal agreement for this project that actually has site plan elements that we're
Yeah.
required to build.
Elements, but we don't have a plan.
That is the plan.
That is the plan. We don't have the side view of the
design
architect.
they will do as part of this, but you did approve the site plan. already.
Yeah.
So, but we don't have a description of whether we have a Olympic or a.
Yes, that's.
No,
in-
there's a,
that's
Councilman Keys, an Olympic-sized swimming pool. That was my main maintaining the project. It's my project, and I have the support of the council members. The
Wow.
first thing I said, it's an Olympic-sized swimming pool. That's what I've been saying since 2013. There is no, is it an Olympic-size or whatever it is.
So that's in the plan.
It's in the site plan, yes. The site plan, the elements of the plan.
Olympic-sized swimming pool.
So let me ask a
And I think you have a baseball field and multiple other things, but the Olympic-sized swimming
I
pool,
don't-
it's the most important thing.
I didn't know we had been finals. I haven't, just a question through the mayor. I'm looking at pictures of previous constructions, and in both packages, they're showing the same project at Palmetto Bay Park. So, did they do the same architecture review management and the architectural? Did they work together on this project? Or they're just using the same picture?
Possible. Kirk, would you like to?
Kirk Olney, Bermeo, Ahamea Landscape Architect. I'm not sure what you're looking at. Palmetto Bay is an athletic complex that we designed a number of years ago, and we use it as in our resume.
It's in the package of the previous one, the same Palmetto Bay Park construction. Is it in our bid proposal, or?
I'm sorry, I'm not understanding what you're asking me.
She's looking at your bid. We included your bid proposal in the backup. So if
the
you
proposal,
have
yeah.
that.
It's a project that we designed.
Right,
and
so that project is in your
Yes.
proposal.
I think she's looking.
When you say it's in both, what do you?
But, so this is selection of Thornton. The
No,
previous.
the previous was,
I'm looking at the previous tab with Thornton, and a picture of your Palmetto Bay Park is in this package, so I was just wondering.
So they worked on that project.
Well, that's what I'm asking, they both worked on it?
yeah, that was the question. Yeah.
So you worked on it together?
So one of our partners or our staff work on that, which is RDC. They work on that project, same as many other projects that we have incorporated in our package. And we have worked with Bermeo Jamil in many other projects. In fact, we're currently working together in a project similar to this project in Dorel, which that one's going to have a concert hall and it's going to have other components. But yes, we have worked together in the past.
Okay, because you both used the same picture, and I was just wondering.
Which I didn't know that, but okay, that they use that. But
It's a really unusual picture, so you see it and you see it again, I said, I just saw that, so, okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, and we have a motion, a second.
I have a motion made by Councilwoman Estimate Irvin to approve the item at tab L. The motion was seconded by Councilman Galvin. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The item passes with a 5-0 vote.
Thank you. Next.
Tab M, proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, establishing a pre-qualified list of contractors for the provision of home repair services for the city of North Miami residential rehabilitation program at a cost not to exceed $60,000 per project, in accordance with the terms, conditions, and specifications contained in Request for Qualifications number 32-17-18 and the program guidelines. Further authorizing the city manager and city attorney to negotiate and execute agreements for the provision of stated services with the selected firms, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes. This item was tabled at the August 27, 2019 council meeting.
Once again, for the record, Alberto Estrada, Purchasing Director. As the city clerk just mentioned, this item was tabled at the last council meeting, so we're simply bringing it back before you. The item represents the results of the Evaluation Committee's recommendation of the list of pre-qualified firms or pre-qualified contractors to participate in the city's residential rehabilitation program pursuant to solicitation titled RFQ number 321718. As reflected in the report, this solicitation was issued by the Purchasing Department requesting proposals from licensed contractors with the goal of creating a pool of contractors for the city's residential rehab program. The primary goal of this program is to provide a safe and suitable living environment for eligible residents by carrying out the necessary repairs and rehabilitation of existing housing within the city. In response to this solicitation, the city received 16 proposals. These proposals were initially reviewed by the purchasing department to ensure that they each met the minimum eligibility requirements in order to be considered for this solicitation. All of the submitted proposals were deemed to be responsive with regards to the minimum requirements and were forwarded to the evaluation committee for their review and evaluation. Based on the committee's review of each applicant's experience and qualifications, the evaluation committee is recommending that the top 12 ranked firms be approved as the initial pool of contractors for the city's residential rehab program. The final ranking for each of these firms is reflected on the second page of the council report. As these projects are identified, contractors on this list will be invited to submit a price proposal, in other words, to bid to perform the necessary work. The maximum amount to be issued under this program for any single project shall not exceed $60,000. In the event that it's considered necessary, staff reserves the right to resolicit for additional contractors to be added to the program. Here with me tonight in support of this item is the city's Director of Community Planning and Development and also the city's Housing Program Coordinator. This concludes my presentation of the item, and if you have any questions, we will be glad to take them.
Mr. Mayor, one other thing. In the briefings and our discussion on this item, we'd like you to also consider a slight modification which would limit the time frame of the list to a year for consideration for renewal.
How many years is in the contract?
Right now, it's just, it is constrained by the dollar amount right now.
But the problem we have when we're doing those RFPs every year, that's
just consideration for, I guess, a renewal.
okay. For one renewal, for
Ye-
2 years instead of 3?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, and that was one of the things that I suggested,
Let's
and I.
send it to the public,
Okay.
and after
that's
that,
true.
we'll do that.
Thank you.
And public hearing is open on tab M.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and City Council members. Kevin Burns, 2065 Alameda Drive. It's great that we're going to have some money to spend and help people with their homes. The devil's in the details. You're dealing with federal money, state money, and local money. CRA money, and then, of course, CDBG money. So the guidelines are very cautious. Just be very, very careful because when you're dealing with this amount of money, and this number of contractors, and relating right back to a comment that Councilman Galvin had just said about why do certain architectural firms or contractors drop off. We've been seeing in Miami-Dade County where people shop projects. I'll take these first 4 houses, you take these 5 houses, and you know, this is what we're going to price it out at. And this is notorious going around. It's nothing unique, but it's South Florida. I hope that this tremendous amount of money that this council is investing in the housing stock is monitored, that the price isn't gouged, that it's not manipulated between the vendors, because it can get away from us very quickly. And because you have the Fed dollars and it's going to be scrutinized, and because you have CRA dollars, it's already going to be looked at. So I'm just going to suggest that we have a handle on how the contractors, how their bids are proposed, who's going to oversee the day-to-day procedures of all this, because it can get away from us very quickly. Why we need 12 contractors where, you know, the top 8 would have been perfectly fine, but that's not for me to talk about. The more the better, I guess. But we just need to be really careful, especially when they know that it's up to $60,000 per project. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Public hearing still open on the item on tab M.
Jessica Alston, 1140 Northwest 125 Street, Sunkist Grove. It's my hope that this list of these pre-qualified contractors will be made available to everyone so that someone who may be not be found qualified to meet these guidelines can investigate on their own to have these services made. You understand what I'm saying? Of like a person who may need some repairs on their home and may need the assistance of a contractor. I hope that this pre-qualified list will be made available to everyone and to them so they can take advantage of getting qualified workers on their projects.
I think sometime if a resident want to have something done in their home, they can call the city and get those as recommendation. Public, if they pull a public record, they can have access to those companies, right?
If they pull a public record, then they know the names, but we're not guaranteeing any work. I just don't want to make any suggestions.
No, the city's not going to make recommendation, but
any recommendations.
no,
of
we
any
understand
contract.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're talking about public record. Thank you very much. Public hearing is still open on tab M. Public hearing is now closed. Can you say something on whatever and former Mayor Kevin Burns said that something we've been doing for years, right? We're dealing with odd money, with our guidelines and things like that, right?
That's not, no.
Where the money is coming from?
Marie.
Tanya,
Tanya.
can, that's you.
So in terms of the competitive nature of the process, it's historically always been that way, that you have a bidding process and you have contractors that are listed. Now we've changed in terms of the timing. We're having like a 1-year period where in the past we've had either 3 to 5 years, but it's always been a competitive type of pool.
And we are managing 3 types of money. You have the odd money,
There's
you have
federal
the,
HUD, there's CRA, and then there's local. City of
sometimes we have
North
general
Miami
fund money, okay?
Correct.
Each of them have
And
their
there's
own
state.
policies
I'm sorry, there's a
and
fourth.
state.
There's state,
Okay.
the SHIP funds.
Thank you very much. Second, you do have?
Yes,
Go ahead.
thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is so vital and important to the residents, especially those who receive services, who ask. I have, in conversation with the manager, that we carefully know that these folks not only doing the work, because I have received some complaints about these particular, providers either rushing the job. I have gone out, most of the ones that are in my area, and just to make sure and receive photos and stuff. So please, whoever is in this pool, because I know this is not enough. I know we're going out again to get more, because we have 2 issues. We have a backlog of folks who's been waiting for at least over a year. So I am happy that this might help to speed up the process, especially with us spending more money. But these folks have to work with us, Mr. Manager, to make sure that we understand you are in here to make business, to make money. We understand that, but you have to give our residents at least the best that you could do. Not to just, this is a quick flyby. It's not going to work, at least in my area. So if you out there, you're doing some work, make sure you have your best game forward and you are treating these residents with respect. Do not talk to the residents in reference to anything. The guideline, please talk to staff, because we had several occasions where contractors said something that was very unprofessional to the resident, and we had to make sure. And I know, Marie, you have done an amazing job, and we want to make sure that your department is run thoroughly, that this money is fluid. Like Mayor Burns said, this is something we've been doing for years, but it needs to just get a little bit tighter and better, and especially the experience that the residents have, because if these folks come to us for whatever the need, they qualify. We promise to do a work. It shouldn't take 2 years to get a roof done. You got several hurricane season going by. And the other problem, we need to make sure that these contractors are doing the best that they can on a professional manner when dealing with our residents, et cetera, et cetera. So, Mr. Manager, with your recommendation, Mr. Mayor, if any comments, I'll definitely move forward with the amended.
Councilman, you got to say it on record. You have no question, okay. Carol, no question, and okay. The proposal is 3 years, and we recommend 1 or 2 years. What do you propose?
I was just saying just 1 year, and then we you know, whichever, because I know there's another one that's coming out.
As a matter of fact, we have
for
money.
more.
We have money
Yeah.
we can't use because of that list. The list that we don't have. We have the full CRA budget for this year. We haven't touched yet because of that. Okay.
Is there a
Madam
motion?
Clerk, is a motion to.
There needs to be a second.
I just need a
Go ahead, go
there are
ahead.
comments that were made, and I'd like to clarify that. So are you recommending that it's a year with option to renew, or you're?
No.
Because as it's stated right now, it's asking for a period of 3 years. So I'm just trying to understand the amendment that
My
you
amendment
are.
is just to have this pool of pre-qualified for 1 year, and then
And we open
yeah,
it.
we
Okay.
open it.
Okay.
There will be other in the process because I think Miss Marie, there will be more
Because we
need
have
more.
different program. We have
Right?
the rehab.
Different-
We have
Yeah,
we
different
have the-
things.
Yeah.
Marie Franz, Jean Ferris, Housing Manager. Yes, we do have multiple funds.
Okay.
So it will be
Each
beneficial
fund
if we
require
can different.
a
We
new-
have housing
okay.
guidelines. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
So I'll
Madam-
second it
With the amendment,
with the
1 year
amendment
term.
for correct.
Madam Clerk.
I have a motion made by Councilman Galvin to approve the item at tab M with the amendments proposed. The motion was seconded by Councilwoman Estimé Irvin. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item passes with a 5-0 vote. Tab N, proposed ordinance, second reading of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, providing for text amendments to chapter 29 of the city of North Miami Code of Ordinances entitled Land Development Regulations by amending Article 4, zoning districts, and the official zoning map to establish the Special Development and Transit-Oriented Development Overlay District, clarifying the bonus density allocation provisions, providing for repeal, conflict, severability, correction of Scrivener's errors, and for an effective date.
Thank you very much. It's a second reading, right?
Correct.
Can we open it to the public? Public hearing is open on tab N.
Again, good evening. William Prevotel, 11950 North Bay Shore Drive. I'm speaking in favor of tab N, but I'm using this opportunity to speak more broadly about other zoning in our city and the fact that we should possibly very much consider sort of supersizing our zoning at this time. I don't know if anybody's realized how surreal the situation is tonight, where a little bit over a week ago, we could have been like the Bahamas, North Bahamas. We're having a meeting and everything is so very, very normal. And out on the street, it's so very normal. And the devastation, had that moved over, not even 100 miles, had it moved a few more hours over, had it not stopped dead in its track and hung out there for so long, which was bizarre in itself, could have ground North Miami to bits. And if that had happened, we would have had tens of thousands of people with a housing problem. My point is, and we'd take years to recover, and we wouldn't have a meeting like this. We wouldn't have electricity for who knows how many weeks, months, or more. And if it went up the coast and hit not just Miami and Fort Lauderdale and West Palm and Jacksonville and
Mr.
the
Mayor,
rest.
can we ask Bill,
when-
can you get to
this
the
is
point
getting
on
to the
this
zoning.
topic? I know, but this is,
I have my 2 minutes. Thank you.
you have 3
So-
minutes, but the problem
Yeah.
is that you're going on a dissertation about Hurricane
Well,
Dorian.
I'm doing it. It's about the zoning. But where would North Miami be in terms of getting restored? We would be really low on that list. We need to take care of ourselves. We need to have this zoning go by. We need to amplify all of our zoning. We need to get bigger, better, quickly. We cannot take the the dilapidated homes in our area and try to fix them, they will be the first to blow away. Our homes are no different from the Bahamas. Slab on grade, wood frame construction roofs, windows blow out, roofs come off, debris all over. The difference would be that our debris field would be so much more than the Bahamas. We have such greater density, and we have nothing stopping those winds. So my point is, let's forward this, let's maximize it, let's create more opportunities through this city to do whatever we can as soon as we can, because we're cutting it very close each time. Thank you for consideration for supporting this and future measures.
Thank you very much. Public hearing is still open. Public hearing is now closed. We have 2 mics, please.
Everybody likes to wait till the end so they can be the dramatic one to come up.
Hi, Marisol Medina, 1270 Northeast 124th Street. That area, I see that there's an R6, and there's a lot of R6 throughout the city, and I was just kind of curious if maybe something like that can be implemented in some of the other R6 areas. Some of them are, I think, 7 stories, but a lot of it's very short, even though it is R6. We have, for example, R6 over there by the railroad tracks, which is close to where we want to kind of have our transit overlay for the new train system, if it, you know, to encourage that kind of thing. And I just see that, you know, there are a lot of those sections that maybe we should look into implementing higher heights. And that's it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Public hearing is now closed.
Move approval.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
I have a motion made by Councilman Galvin to approve the item at tab N. The motion was seconded by Councilman Desilme. Vice Mayor Keys, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councilwoman Estime Irvin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councilman Galvin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councilman Desilme, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mayor Bieneme, how do you vote?
Yes.
The item passes with a 5-0 vote. Tab O, discussion regarding Hurricane Dorian relief concert, proceeds to benefit victims in the Bahamas.
Thank you very much, and we all know what happened to the Bahamas, and I don't know if Natasha want to give us a quick overview. You're not from there, no? Or she don't wanna, okay. And we want to thank our residents for helping with supplies. And those supplies going to be turned to Miami-Dade County for transportation. And in another way, we try to see if we can raise some money and putting together a concert. And secondly, as mayor and council, if we can use our travel money to have a delegation go over there and assess the need of the people and come here with a better understanding on what they need. That's what we're asking for. That's the discussion. Go ahead.
On the subject matter of travel, and the manager's leaving, so maybe somebody else. Okay. Do we, if, for instance, if the mayor wants to go to the Bahamas to assess the situation, does that have to be approved by us?
No,
I've never heard
because
about
we passed a resolution previously stated with a list of travel that need to be in, that we can use. Anything outside that list need to be approved by mayor and council. That's what we have.
So
that.
Somebody refresh my memory then. What did we limit travel to?
It's got to be for public purposes. There is something, a type of things out of the country.
Was that passed while I was here? 'Cause
We
I don't
have some.
I don't recall that resolution.
I've never heard of anything travel related coming to this council for us to pick and choose who gets to go where.
Okay, for outside of the country, if it's not a sister city, and I'm pretty much sure we have a list.
We had a delegation go to China not long ago. We don't have any sister cities in China.
Okay. You're not aware of that?
I'm not aware of any resolution. It's not an ordinance, so it's not in our code of ordinances, and I'm not aware of any resolution. If you're saying that you passed one in the time you've been here,
on
Is
the
it
council.
with the
I'd
budget?
have
It
to go
is
back
with
and
the
look.
previous budget, something? We put a list of, you remember with that situation with Haiti and
None of us
we
remember
passed
it.
some, okay. I'll bring it to you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
So
For the concert now, okay. Forget about the travel now, okay.
What's the idea behind the concert? Something like in the field at North Miami High or at the stadium?
Yeah, that's what it is.
I'm totally cool with it as long as we are careful about who collects the money. Because when people are walking in and throwing down $20 in cash or whatever, you know, we got in trouble a few years ago collecting money for disaster relief and then
We're-
not dispersing it in the right way, et cetera, et cetera. So just as long as we have a tight hold on who's collecting and where that money directly goes.
We let that in the end of the city manager. To
Would
find
be-
that entity, that 501c3 that can do that.
So how
Okay,
much,
it's up to the
Mr.
administration.
Mayor, how much are you vision to raise for the with the concert? What's the goal?
I don't know.
We don't know. Okay.
I don't know. The city
Are we
manager
doing
is putting it together.
100,000?
You just
I think
wanna.
my question would be more, what's my budget to kind of put
To
this
do
thing
the
together,
concert
put
too?
this thing
Okay.
together?
Because, well, yeah, we got to, yeah, I mean,
We
it's your
got to
items.
raise more than we are spending.
Yeah.
That's when if
That's not easy.
that's what we got to making sure, and we're not supposed to pay those people like full price or whatever it is. It's people who want to help you, give them a stipends and whatever it is.
Right.
And
As a matter of fact, I would even state that our first priority should be to get people that would do it in kind. I mean, it's not uncommon that people would give their time to do that. So that's where I would, and give the minimal amount possible, because it is for relief or disaster.
I got you.
Yeah.
I'll follow that.
Okay. I talked to the manager, and the manager think it
Would
would be
we-
appropriate to bring it for discussion on the dais. That's why we bring it.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with the council that if this is sort of like a Live Aid concert, the people coming to perform should be performing for free because they also
No, you
want to.
cannot. It should be. We're gonna ask
Why can't-
them
Well, we can. We shouldn't have to pay them. They should be coming in.
if they said no. If nobody said yes,
I think you'll find people who are
Right.
willing to donate.
but you gotta find people. That's for people to come. It's not just. If you wanna find people, you can fill a room with people, but do they have followers? That's the question.
So,
So I mean, I'm willing to give the field and staff and all, but I mean, I'd like to see our performance come in as a donation to help, offer the relief. And the second question is, now that we've collected all this money, where is it going?
The money is
Well,
going
we haven't collected
we
anything.
haven't
No,
collected the money.
No, but
If we go, okay.
But we're
Okay.
doing this to collect money to raise
Okay.
money for
Let
the
me
Bahamas.
explain you
It's
something.
going in our North Miami
Okay,
Foundation.
it's going to the no.
Should- I don't think the city
No,
should
no.
collect a dang dime.
So who's collecting the money?
That's what this management has to do.
That's the manager is doing.
And then
it.
once management collects money,
Management's not.
He's
gonna
gonna
collect
find
it.
out. Listen. The
well,
people.
but my
if you don't
question
want
is,
it,
where's the
listen,
money going?
it's going
To
to
the
the
Bahamas.
government of Bahamas.
Right.
Is it going to
We
the
are,
government?
we are in contact with. As a matter of fact, we are working on create a sister city with Grand Bahama, with Freeport. That's when we are in contact with the consulate. We are in contact with members of the government over there. That's when the money is going to the government. We're not going
So-
to give a non-profit or a church the
Okay,
money.
Really?
That's what I'm trying to find out. We've got people, I want to know where it's going, if we're giving it
Those
to
people who want to know where it's going, they're not going to give a dime. That's not about the people.
May
The
I try to
people-
clarify what I
Yes.
think your intent is? I think the intent is giving the administration direction to use
The
our
city.
resources to try to put something together.
Together, yeah.
I don't think the mayor is suggesting, nor would I approve of the city of North Miami or any of
Collecting
its staff taking anybody's cash or money
Yeah, yeah.
or putting it into any city account. That's exactly how we got fined by
No,
the Ethics
we're not
Commission
gonna
10
do
years
that.
ago.
That's why I'm questioning.
That's
how-
not what we are
who's got the
going to
money,
do.
And then where is it going?
So let's just say it's the Red Cross.
Is going.
Put
No,
the-
we're not going to
no,
give
no,
them
no,
no Red
I know,
Cross.
I know, no.
The
There's
money
no
is
other-
going
there's
to
no
the
other similar-
government
Right, so whatever-
entity, not
whoever
the
is accepting
private
it-
sector.
Whoever is accepting that money will be somebody we have contracted with to accept that money, and then that money will go wherever they see fit. we're just using our city location, maybe the showmobile.
And everything, yeah.
Our tweets, you know, that kind of thing to do
To
something.
raise the money.
But I think we can all agree, the city of North Miami will not accept nor hold on to a penny of any proceeds.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Are you clear?
Miss, any question you want from us, Mr.
No,
Manager?
I got the direction.
So,
Okay.
one last question.
Mhm.
So the money that the organization or the promoter that you have to put the concert for would be collecting and giving you a report of accountability.
I'll have to
Yes.
figure. I'll have to
Okay.
figure
The
the
city
logistics
manager
out.
gonna
Yeah.
figure out who and then who's getting the money.
Okay. And when is this? What's the timeline?
We don't know yet.
Tomorrow.
He's gonna put it together.
Well,
Tomorrow at 7 p.m.
Tomorrow. I want to be here.
After hurricane season?
Give me a few days to work out some of the
Yeah,
logistics.
if we can do it at the end of this month, and then we are putting together a I don't know who wanna go over there. Not the city clerk.
I'll go.
And now, let's go for reports.
Okay. Hope to see everybody for the bike ride Saturday if we don't have a tropical storm. We're stopping at Jamba Juice and the Knights of Columbus, which is located in the J.C. Hall.
Yes, we are going. Sorry, let's open.
I'm
Let's
sorry.
have citizen
Oh,
forum
okay,
first.
you said
Sorry,
reports. Sorry.
citizen forum is now open.
I'm wrong. Yeah.
Audience.
Jessica Olson, 1140 Northwest 125 Street, Sunkist Grove. So easily forgotten. When we had the friendly audit that said that the city was $8.4 million in deficit, it was an agreement among you to say that the parties and these social events would be declared a moratorium on for a year. And here we are, the second meeting into the new year, and you're planning another one. When these events occur, fundraising events, the artists donate their gifts to the people. They are not paid. This is pure donation, just as the city donates the sites and the resources, so the artists. No one should be on a pay scale for a donation concert. This party mentality was supposed to have been exercised last year, and here it comes up again. I'm disappointed that you did not keep your word. I hope you will reconsider. There are many ways to help the Bahamas, to help people without giving a party. Concert, call it what you may. And again, when benefit concerts are given, people are not paid salaries. Artists perform free. Free. Thank you.
Hello. Marisol Medina, 1270 Northeast 124th Street. It sounds a little unorganized with whom we're going to give this money. Well, I mean, you said the government, but outside of that, I agree with her about it being a completely free thing. Us providing the stage, us providing the personnel that are going to help with the activity, but I don't think we should be paying anybody. They should do it out of the kindness of their hearts to help the Bahamas. Also, I wanted to speak about this travel situation in resolution from 2015 R54. It says that the only travel that we should be doing should benefit the city's residents. And it doesn't speak anything else about going to other countries or places that do not help out the citizens of the city in which you are traveling for. And I'm just going to stop there. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
William Prevotel, 11950 North Bay Shore Drive. I'd like to second the sentiments of the former two speakers. I too believe that in a benefit concert that the featured acts which are being featured, which are being given a stage and a focus, that's its own reward, and it should be rewarding for them to be able to donate that minimal amount of time without remuneration. I think that just goes without saying, and that's the history of these concerts, going back to the concert in Bangladesh in around 1970. I would like to follow up, if it's okay, Scott, on the hurricane concerns, and how we should be increasing our hardening of the city and replacing our vulnerable housing stock, particularly our housing stock. I don't know if you realize, but one of the reasons why so much was torn up at the Bahamas is because you had a lot of low-level homes, and as the wind goes across the top of it in a straight line, it'll be at its maximum speed, creating a negative, an uplift pressure, ripping roofs off, blowing in the winds and ripping off roofs. When you hit a mountain range, that is foiled. It's diminished greatly. If you had a series of tall buildings, that would also take the brunt. If you had a series of tall buildings, that would diminish the winds by diverting them and compromising them. That taller building, if hurricane hardened and new, would take a great beating at the upper levels and the corners, but it's already designed for that. And what it would do is, if you had a series, theoretically, if you had walls of high-rise buildings throughout any metropolitan area, it's going to dissipate the winds and save the lower buildings down below. I think we should consider that, and I think we should try to promote additional height, additional zoning and such, and quickly replace the vulnerable housing stock as soon as possible. On top of that, we've talked about this many times, but I think we need to exempt the structured parking or pedestal parking, get every new structure up off the ground, off the floodplain, away from the bugs, less vulnerable for crime, better for your cars, better for views, better for plantings, better for absorption of rainwater and floodwater. I'm not too sure why we haven't done that. We need to exempt the structured parking, get everything up as soon as possible, and even then call for those paved areas down below through the building department or whatever, raise that. Raise it 1 or 2 feet over the existing street level so we become prepared, gradually become prepared, rather than have that much more to contend with that we could have addressed now and didn't. Let's try to minimize our task down the line by being aware of all these items now. Thank you for your consideration.
Citizen forum still open. Citizen forum is now closed. Council reports.
Bike ride. I've already spoke on the bike ride. Appreciate all the relief efforts people have been donating. Mayor Bieneme, if it is not appropriate for us to use our travel money, I would be willing to travel with you to the Bahamas. I would use my own money.
You say it's not appropriate.
I said if it is not appropriate
if
to
it's
use
not,
city
okay.
travel, I would be willing to accompany you
Okay.
with my own funds. And also if you think there's something that we would accomplish by seeing what's there, I mean, you can pretty much see if there's something we can do and we're not in the way, then they don't want people just going over there. So if I know you have contacts over there, so I would be willing to go without city funds. And that's it.
Thank you very much. Scott?
Sure, I just want to tip my hat to Commander Brinson and everybody who, on city staff, North Miami Police, PIO, et cetera, who were round the clock on duty for a storm that thankfully did not hit us. Yeah, Larry too. Yeah, our city manager, okay. No, there were a lot of people behind the scenes who were tuned in to the emergency operations, who answered questions, who put out press releases, stop chopping down your trees when the storm is 30 miles out. But even though we were lucky this one missed us, I appreciate all the time and energy everybody put into making sure we were as prepared as we could be. And that's all I've got, Mr. Mayor.
I estimate Irvin.
Again, just want to thank the residents, the business owners that provided donations for our Bahamas relief effort. Also want to remind District 3 resident that we're going to have a town hall on September 19. We'd love for you to come and participate and be present.
District 4.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, just for the record, just wanted to echo, I think what Councilman Galvin and other have said about the relief. This is a time where our brothers and sisters in the Bahamas are in need, and I commend you for taking the lead on this to do that. I wouldn't mind to go, perhaps maybe after what we do, we go there and present a check. I think it's good if we go and actually do something, because they said they need money. But to some comments that was made tonight, I don't think there are times that it's appropriate to comment on certain things. I remember a couple years ago when Haiti was struck, residents came through, and a lot of my colleagues have thanked residents. And as you come to the lobby, everybody's coming, giving whatever that they can. The approach that you may agree or disagree with the mayor, something is being done. Florida, the governor just announced Florida, the state, is already giving $11 million to the victims, corporations everywhere. So this is not a time to really criticize on the processes. The Bible talks about how we need to help our neighbors, and certainly this is a neighbor in need, so we need to do whatever we can. So, Mr. Mayor, I stand with you, with the city manager, whatever that we may do, if a concert, whatever that we need to do, if we need to call up folks to raise whatever that we need to do to help our brothers and sisters to the Bahamas, to the residents who have giving countless, some of them countless hours of back and forth. I think we have rooms full of supplies and stuff. Yeah. Please continue doing that, but they do need the money, because the rebuild effort is so far, it's not looking good, and we need to do what we can to help our brothers in need, because it may not be us. And Mr. Pavitel, you mentioned that it's not us, but we could have been in that situation, and I wouldn't want somebody in another state to make a comment, or another country, well, we're not giving them because travel and all this and all that. Just so we need to knock on wood and thank God it's not us, but do have a heart that there might be others who need the help and support. So again, thank you. And
thank you very much, Councilman Desilme. And you know, for sure, most of the people complaining are the one who's not going to give a dime, whether it was they're not going to contribute. And if you see the amount of supplies we receive from the residents, it's overwhelming, and we have to thank the residents and those items. And I ask staff and the administration to coordinate with the county and Park and Rec, so we can take them to Miami-Dade County Commission, and so they have a better way of sending those items and to the people in need, to the government of Bahamas. That means we don't need nothing, and it's going straight to the government. Now it's up to the government to decide where they want to deliver those items, those supplies. And when it comes to money, and we raise money before and take it to schools in the Bahamas, especially in Freeport, that means it's not new to us. We didn't use city resources to do so. And it's a tragedy, and I think we're all concerned with that, and we're going to continue to support and help and the people of Bahamas. And I know we have a lot of residents in the city of North Miami. They're from the Bahamas, or they have close or related family over there. That's mean it's a crisis, and we need the participation of everyone, and we're pleased to have those great residents of the beautiful city of North Miami who contribute. And thank you very much, and we're going to continue, and we're going to move forward with that. Madam Clerk, do you have any reports for the board's appointments?
Yes. First off, for anybody planning on taking an overseas trip, now is the best time, if you do not already have a passport, to stop by the city clerk's office and get one. This is the only method of advertisement I have available to me, so here it is. Tell a friend. I want to remind...
What do you mean?
I mean what I said.
What did you say?
Excuse me?
What did you say?
I said this is the only method of advertisement I
Get
have
your
available
passport
to
now
me
if you
at
want.
the
Get your
moment.
passport.
So if you need a passport, stop by the city clerk's office and get one.
You said that's the only.
Method of advertisement available to me at the moment. Each one, teach one. Tell a friend. Okay. Secondly, respect and decorum is everything. We may not all ever agree, but even so, please allow whoever is speaking to have the floor. And personnel board adjustments or personnel board appointments.
I want to appoint Lumana Joseph to
I'd
the
like-
board.
Shayna Gitfill.
Which board are we on?
Personnel.
Personnel board. No,
This is
personnel.
personnel.
Okay.
And you have this here.
Yeah,
the
yeah, no, I
applications.
didn't hear her say what
Oh,
we were
okay.
doing. I just heard everybody
Right.
start saying.
Yeah,
No, she said
names.
personnel.
She said
You
personnel.
know, Mr. Mayor, Madam Clerk, you and Gertie, whoever put this together, this was very thoughtful. This little binder, which is fine. Okay, I'm on it, personnel, okay.
We couldn't afford tabs either.
No, this is fine. Okay, so the two.
You have the
applicants.
appointments for the personnel, right?
Who do I have on there as my appointee?
Let's see. You have no one. It's
Okay.
vacant.
All right.
So we
Well, now
can,
have on the
if
same
there's a
person
motion,
who's-
No.
Oh, okay.
Who's on there?
so if there's a motion, we can make these appointments.
So move with these two names? It's only
I
two,
didn't
yes,
even
or
hear
no?
what the names were. Can
So
you-
I appointed Shayna Gitfill.
Okay, let's
I don't
see
know.
This
the
is for the
She-
personnel board?
This is for the personnel board.
personnel.
Is that in
board.
this package?
Yes.
Shayna who?
Shayna Gitfill. So,
Gitfield,
be-
yeah,
yeah,
she's-
so
yeah,
before I
okay.
was elected, I actually served on the board with her. She's
her.
been on the board already. We're willing to serve. And so I'd
Okay.
like to appoint her.
Let me go to the city board.
Madam Clerk, do you know who my appointee is, if anyone?
You don't have anyone
Do I
here,
ha-
listed
Do I
here.
have the opportunity to appoint somebody?
Let's see.
Very good board, city board, the city clerk.
That's kind of a weird board where staff appoints and at-large
Yeah.
appoints.
Yeah.
Right, so
This-
we would only have, well, we would have 3 people available, and if the council decides to go proceed with these 2, there would be an opportunity to do a 3rd. So, we can have 1 member by the mayor without approval of the city council, which is, who he's proffering right now. Is that correct, Mayor?
Mhm.
Which would be, Lumana Joseph, would she be Group A for you or B?
B.
B?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then, that wouldn't be possible because that Group B excludes you.
What happened?
Group B, you're excluded from.
Madam
I
Clerk,
understand that.
would you
That's when I
mind?
still have another one
Yeah,
from
we need to do
A.
this much more.
So
Right.
you have A, you're able to do it through, Group A.
Madam Clerk, could you kind of, just to refresh everyone's memory, kind of let them know how the setup is for the personnel board?
Okay.
Because you're talking Group A, Group B, so that everybody understands.
All right, so
Thank
the
you.
term of individuals, first of all, anybody serving on the personnel board must be an elector, and an elector would be defined as somebody who is registered to vote, specifically in the city of North Miami. That individual, again, must be a qualified voter, known to be in sympathy with the merit principle as applied to the civil service. Proof of residency is required, and no member of the personnel board shall be an employee of the city of North Miami, with the exception, well, no, actually, excuse me, but there are employee elections, okay? Not to be confused with that. The term is 3 years, except member and alternate appointed by the mayor shall be coterminous with the mayor's term of office. 1 member could be appointed by the mayor without approval of the city council. So that would be designated as Group A. Group B would be 1 member by the city council excluding the mayor.
Ah,
No,
we
that's
got
not
you.
what it says on the website.
Yeah, they got it changed,
Mm-hmm.
the
The
website.
website says vacant Group A, vacant Group B at-large Mayor Bienaimé?
So what I'm assuming happened there is that it must have been appointed by Councilman Des. Okay, so let's backtrack a little bit. So previously, I'm not sure how it was actually controlled, if anybody was really paying attention
They
to what the
wasn't.
resolutions were
Mhm.
saying. There are multiple resolutions for some of these boards. So I went through, we created this extremely thorough report to kind of outline it and to make sure that everything we're doing moving forward is organized, 1, streamlined, 2, and 3, according to the law.
Amen.
Thank you. And so that's where all of this is actually coming from. And so there may be some errors and some appointments that may have been off, but that's exactly what we're trying to correct here right now. To continue, one member is another person, which would be Group C, could be appointed by the City Council, again, without the mayor. One member elected by the employees designated as Group D, which we already had somebody in that role. An election took place.
That person was not an employee.
You don't have to be an
Right.
employee.
Elected
Employee
by the
elected.
employees, but not an employee.
Okay. Okay. That's.
One member elected by the employees
Who is an employee?
designated as Group E. So
E.
we recently had an election and somebody was appointed to that position.
Got it.
And finally, one member by the mayor with the approval of the City Council who shall be designated the alternate.
So the mayor has two?
Essentially, yes.
Okay. So we as members, it's only one collectively Group B.
You have
Well,
two.
Group C.
Two
Group
without me.
B,
B
and C.
And C. That's it.
Yeah.
What's A?
A is the
A is the
mayor.
mayor
me.
by himself.
So they need to
This
change
is,
this.
this is, no,
Yeah,
no,
they
no.
gotta bring
Ignore
it
the
up.
chart,
Oh,
read
okay.
read the text. The
Oh.
text is accurate, the chart is wrong.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's just a
Okay.
little. Okay, so you would like to, well, in that case, then if it's one for all of us, you
I'm
put in
recommending
your one for
Shayna.
all of us, and is that what it is?
Well, you would vote. You
No,
could-
no, no. I know.
Well,
I don't have someone. I just wanted to know.
Well,
so
I
this
mean,
person is an attorney.
individuals
She's also an
submitted
attorney, yes. And she currently
applications, and
serves.
so far we've only received 2 applications. And
Lumana
so
for mine.
we
No,
can
not
and will
yours.
continue
Yours
to
is,
field applications from other interested individuals. But in the meantime, so that the Board of Adjustments can begin their work,
Personnel.
or Personnel Board, excuse me.
So now we're filling Group C with Ms. Glickfield.
Or B.
Or B, okay. Well, B is not the at-large one, or is A that's the at-large for the mayor?
The alternate for the mayor is ignore what is written
I
in the
see,
chart.
in the-
Ignore the
Yeah.
chart. Chart is
I'm
wrong.
not even
Okay.
sure if you're looking at a
So
chart on the
we
computer
going
or
by
where.
this
Yeah, we're
person.
looking at the
I
chart
don't
on the-
mind. I
online.
don't have any.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Don't look at the chart online.
Okay,
And don't look at your name that's written there either.
okay, because I'm
Okay.
like, I'm giving somebody.
All right.
So let's start
Okay.
with maybe vacant Group A and let the mayor make an appointment.
Yes.
It's Lumana Joseph.
Yes.
I'll second
With-
Ms. Joseph for
No,
Group
No,
don't
this
need-
isn't.
No,
This
no, no,
isn't.
He
no.
has the right.
He
He.
just gives.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm just trying to move this along.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
Go ahead.
thank you.
Now,
Okay.
Group B is at large now. That excludes the mayor. Now, I'd like to propose.
You said you wanted to do C, so we could leave the at-large.
I didn't actually say anything. I'm just saying
Okay.
it now.
I would,
There is, okay, stop saying at large. It's not a term to be
Uh-huh.
used in this process as
Okay.
okay.
we
Okay.
are speaking right now. Yes.
Got
In
it.
this board, no at large.
Okay.
So Group B or Group C?
Whatever group is appropriate, I'd like to appoint
Group
Shayna.
B is for people without me. What do you have?
Right. So
And
I'd
so
like,
is Group C.
Okay.
So, anybody
Who
else?
you
We only have
So-
30 other boards we have
right.
to do this
Uh-huh.
with.
Shayna get Glitfield.
There's
is
only
a
one
person.
application.
It's only one.
So,
Okay.
I'll second Ms. Glickfield's.
Thank
All
you.
right. All in favor?
Aye.
Oh,
Uh,
I'm not there.
All opposed? All right. So there was the motion made by Councilwoman Estime Irvin that Shayna Glickfield be appointed to the Personnel Board. It was seconded by Councilman Galvin, and she is appointed with a 4-0 vote.
And now, so we only have one more that any of us, the three of us could.
No, by the mayor,
No, not
approved
you.
by you.
No, not you.
Yes.
No. The Group
Ask
C,
her.
right? The mayor don't get involved in Group C.
Yes, so there would be that
Yeah.
is now vacant.
Yeah. So we
But
have
for
to
today, Group
Got
A, Lumana Joseph was appointed by the mayor, and the
Group
council
B.
has appointed to Group B, Shayna Glickfield, and
D and E is already there.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Who are D and E now?
Douglas,
No, I think that's
Highmarsh.
old. Is it?
no, Douglas Hindmarsh apparently is still is valid, and E now is Mr. Jesus Ramon.
Okay.
Okay.
So that part of the website is accurate, D and E.
Okay.
Okay, next.
All right,
That's it.
and then
The library board, we're not there?
No, not the,
Okay.
the CRA, do you have?
no, the CRA will be at the next meeting, and
Planning Commission?
The next CRA meeting or the next regular
the
council
next
meeting?
CRA meeting.
Okay.
And if you're prepared to move forward, we can do the Board of Adjustment.
Yes.
I only plan to do the Personnel Board today, but if you're prepared for the Board of Adjustment, we can proceed.
But if I just,
Adjustment is.
I'll go ahead and review the requirements once again, just so you have them in mind as you're reviewing these. The individual must be a city resident. They cannot hold any other elected office or be a city employee during their term of office. Members shall be chosen from persons with experience in the areas of planning, law, environmental science, the development industry, real estate development, engineering, architecture, former local government official, and other related local industries, except that the city council may appoint residents who do not satisfy these criteria if no person is available after reasonable search to appoint one person who does. No member will serve if obligated to the city for any recorded lien, fine, judgment, or if there is a code enforcement violation which has remained unsolved for 60 days or more without an appeal being taken. The term shall be coterminous with the appointing elected official's term of office. Board members appointed by the city council as a whole shall be coterminous with the mayor's term of office. Each member of the city council shall nominate one person, 2 additional at-large members, 2 additional at-large alternate members, and it's subject to the approval of a majority of the city council.
Mr. Mayor,
yes.
may I ask that we continue this because
Okay,
again, I'm looking
second,
at the
yeah.
website and that chart is so off. For instance, it doesn't even mention that District 3 has an appointment. And it gives 2 to the mayor and 2 to Mr. Desilme, 1 each to me and Keys, but nothing to Mary Estime. I think all of that just needs to
Right.
be cleared up and cleaned out so we can all look at
But-
a good chart when we're making nominations.
Madam Clerk, I just want to ask a question. I believe I made an appointment for the Board of Adjustment,
I have one.
if I'm not mistaken.
We haven't do
we
that
haven't
yet,
done it
no.
yet.
No, we haven't done it.
No, we removed
I
that. We
appointed-
said that we need
Oh, you removed
applications.
Yeah, we had.
We didn't vote on it.
Yes, we did, because he actually
No.
served already on there since
was
I've been
that?
here.
Well,
That
we
would
had
be
tried
Howard.
to stop that, but you wanted
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we did, yeah.
I believe that I do
Before
have
we
an
went
appointment
to
already.
recess, before we went,
Right, I
yeah,
appointed
yeah.
Howard
Yeah, that's true,
Tompkin.
that's true. He wasn't
So-
the planning?
No, it was with the Board of Adjustment, if I'm not
to.
mistaken.
I
Is
thought
that
it was
correct?
for planning.
He was for
It
planning.
was for
Yeah.
planning?
Yeah, it was for
Okay,
planning.
so
Okay.
then I
Yeah.
stand
Can we
corrected.
Next
continue
week
this so
for-
we can
yeah.
clear-
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
And
That's
ask
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you to
Okay,
just clean us
perfect.
up.
Okay.
Alrighty,
Are you done?
I'm
it?
done.
Yes. City manager reports and
No report, sir.
city attorney.
I just want to thank you all for making time to come to the executive session. I know it was a quick turnaround, and that's all I want to say. Thank you so much, and hopefully we don't have another one in a long time.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.